Welcome to Neo Royal House of Pricey Cardboard. On today's episode of Commander Gameplay, we are back with a 4 players EDH match. Returning guest and Patreon of the channel, we have Fitz piloting his Feldon of the Third Path. Feldon is a very interesting commander in my opinion, using Selfmill in mono red to fill his grave and then create tokens of the creatures without actually making them leave the graveyard. The tokens also have haste and sacrifices themselves at the end step, so you can really use any type of creatures with ETBs, attack triggers and death triggers. The only thing limiting this legend is the color identity. Our second guest is Zach from the Command Dudes. The Command Dudes is a gameplay channel a lot like us with longer videos, roughly around half an hour to an hour a game. If you want to get your third grid itch without actually losing your friends, you can check multiple games over there. You can also watch a second game with the same pod on the channel. For this game, Zach will be playing Zedruu the Great-Hearted. Zedruu is looking to give us permanents that don't really help us, to say the least, to draw cards and gain life every turn, digging through his deck until he finds the win cons. Kelly will be playing Anowon the Ruined Thief. This is an upgraded version of the pre-constructed deck from Zendikar Rising, running a lot of rogues, non-legendary clones for Anowon, and a mill package if somebody is trying to prevent their death through life gain. Thieves Guild Enforcer and Notorious Strong is one of my favorite interactions in this deck. For myself, I will be playing my partner pair of Tymna the Weaver and Vial Smasher the Fierce. Definitely not my Kaalia deck. I am running Angels, Demons and Dragons with a lot of Mardu goodies to deal more damage and draw more cards. It's been a while since I played it and I should take it out more often. Fitz's opening hand contains Price of Progress, Vandal Blast, Wheel of Fortune, Arcane Signet, Milestone, and 2 basic mountains. Zach's opening hand contains Brash Hunter, Narset of the Ancient Ways, Path to Exile, Burrow's Guildgate, a basic island, and 2 basic mountains. Kelly's opening hand contains Vampiric Tutor, Door of Destinies, Counterspell, Soul Ring, Temple of Deceit, Darkwater Catacombs, and a basic island. My opening hand contains Scourge of the Throne, Talisman of Indulgence, Talisman of Conviction, Rugged Prairies, Sacred Foundry, Caves of Koilos, and a basic swamp. Kelly gets to start this off, and land drops a Temple of Deceit, scrying 1. Zach land drops a Burrow's Guildgate, and I land drop a Sacred Foundry tapped. Fitz land drops a mountain and casts Wayfarer's Bauble. Kelly land drops an island and casts Soul Ring, followed by her own Wayfarer's Bauble. She cracks it immediately for a basic swamp. Zach land drops Gates of Istfell, while I land drop a basic swamp. I then cast Talisman of Indulgence and pass. Fitz land drops another mountain and cracks the bauble for a third one. Kelly land drops a Darkwater Catacombs and casts Door of Destinies, one of the best cards in the deck in my opinion. Zach land drops an island and I land drop a mountain. I cast a Talisman of Conviction and then one of my commanders, Tymna the Weaver.
Giving you guys a warning, the bot is going to be coming back in a second. So.
Recording.
Here he comes.
Thank you for the warning.
Fitz land drops Arcane Lighthouse and casts Mind Stone. He then casts Arcane Signet and ends his turn. Kelly casts her commander, Anowon the Ruined Thief.
Why is the deck always gone?
Adding a counter on the Door of Destinies.
I will.
Now recording.
There he is.
I had forgotten about it.
Stressful. He's having a little bit of a hard time right now.
I'm a stressed human being.
Zach land drops a Plains and casts Narset of the Ancient Ways. He -2 Narset to draw and declines to discard after we agree not to kill the Planeswalker. On my turn, I start with combat, sending Tymna to Fitz. Going to second main, I lose 1 and draw 1. I land drop a Castle Locthwain and cast Queen Marchesa. Entering the battlefield, I become the Monarch. I then go to end step and draw a card. Fitz casts Lightning Greaves. He then casts his commander, Feldon of the Third Path. At his end step, Kelly basic land cycle Ash Barrens for an island. On her turn, she then drops the island and casts Stink Drinker Bandit. putting a second counter on the door. She then heads into combat, sending Anowon to Fitz, and on damage, Fitz mills 6, which he is quite pleased about. He mills Rune Grinder, Neheb Dreadhorde Champion, Seasoned Pyromancer, and 3 lands. Kaalia gets to draw a card. In second main, she casts Propaganda.
Oh man, why would I play this deck over Spell Table? Play a Mountain for turn. I realize the error in my ways.
We all have infinity tokens, I hope.
Zach then drops a Mountain and casts Brash Taunter. +1 Narset, gaining 2 life and a white mana. He then casts Path to Exile on Anowon. On my turn, I'll then drop the Rugged Prairie. And for my combat step, send Marchesa to Kaalia while Tymna attacks Zach. He blocks with Brash Taunter.
And we'll do 2 to you, Neo, just to round out the numbers.
I thought
There can only be 1 at 42.
I thought I could hit somebody else through the Brash Taunter. In second main, I lose 1 and draw a card. I then cast Neheb Dreadhorde Champion. I go to my end step and draw for Monarch. Fitz then drops a Mountain. He activates Feldon to make an artifact Neheb until end of turn. Going to combat, Neheb attacks me. Fitz becomes the Monarch and triggers the Champion. He discards 2 cards and draws 2, gaining 2 red mana. In second main, he overloads a Vandal Blast.
You destroy all artifacts I don't control.
I am both pleased and displeased.
Yeah, I was like the only way I could get rid of that.
It's gonna save us in the long run.
Oh.
At the end step, the Neheb token sacrifices itself. Kaalia starts with combat, sending the Stink Drinker to Fitz. She becomes the Monarch and in second main casts Triton Shore Stalker. She draws at the end step and pass. Zach then drops Temple of Epiphany, scrying 1. He then casts his commander, Zedruu the Great-Hearted.
What can I say except you're welcome?
He -2 Narset to draw a card and pass. At my upkeep, I make an assassin as I am not the Monarch. I'll then drop a Cave of Kolios and head into combat. I send Tymna to Fitz and Neheb to Kaalia. Neheb triggers on damage and I discard 3 cards, drawing 3 and making 3 red mana. I then go to my second main, losing the 2 life Tymna gained me and I draw 2 more. I cast Kaalia, Heretic Cathar, and then my second commander, Vial Smasher the Fierce.
Watch out, watch out!
I go to my end step and draw a card for Monarch, before discarding 2 end size. Fitz then drops a Mountain, and casts Perpetual Timepiece. He goes to pass the turn, but at the end step, Kaalia casts a Vampiric Tutor.
At the end of your turn, I'm gonna Vampiric Tutor.
Whoa.
Danger, danger.
That's some rogues! I'm so deprived of rogues right now.
She draws and casts Nighthawk Scavenger. Heading into combat, she sends the Triton to me, becoming the Monarch. She draws at the end step and pass. Zach does not react to his Zedruu triggers and draws. He then drops a Plains and +1 Narset for a blue. He casts Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, using his +1 to mill Fitz for 2 and draw a card. Fitz mills a Mountain and Direfleet Daredevil. Zach then casts Darksteel Mutation on my Neheb, turning it into a 0/1 indestructible bug with no abilities. At the end step, Fitz taps the Timepiece to mill 2. He mills a land and a Wormcoil Engine. He then activates Feldon to make an artifact copy of the Direfleet Daredevil. He uses the ETB to cast Path to Exile on my Kaalia, which was kinda ruining his hasty tokens. I search my library for a Plains and put it on the battlefield. At my upkeep, I create an Assassin token. I cast Strand Dynamo and Vial triggers for 4 at Kaalia. So this is a bug. I then go to combat, sending 2 assassins to Zach, who blocks with Brash Taunter. Tymna attacks Fitz, and the Brash Taunter redirects the 1 damage to Fitz. In second main, I lose the 2 life I gain to draw 2. I then drop a Savai Triumph and cast Lyra Downbringer. I then pass. Fitz plays a mountain for turn and mills 2 with the timepiece, hitting a land and Battle Mage Bracers.
I'm gonna mill myself 2 cards. Oh no. Battle Mage's Bracers and a land.
Yeah, it's a sweet card for Feldon. It's like, it was made for it.
I fucking near bought that Boros Precon just for that card, and then the Archaeomancer's map.
Mm-hmm.
I also like the mirror thing that the mana rock that becomes a creature.
Oh yeah, the Cursed Mirror for
that
sure.
thing's insane.
That was another one I put in this deck. A lot of mana open, but I really want to play this card.
Come on, play it.
You're safe from me.
Oh fuck it, I can't not. It's a Tolly Primal Storm.
Oh gosh, dang, no.
I may
Even
have
if
some big creatures in my deck.
The thing is, even if I counter it, he brings it back with Feldon, and now she's got haste.
Kelly reacts with Counter Spell. He does not activate Feldon to bring the dino back and pass. On her turn, Kelly recasts Anowon. She then goes to combat, sending the Triton to me, and on damage, Anowon mills me for 4. I bin a land, Demon Lord Ben Zenlok, Jeska's Will, and Mana Crypt. Kelly gets to draw and plays Malakir Mire as the land side. She draws for Monarch and pass. At Zach's upkeep, he activates Zedruu to give me control of Darksteel Mutation. Zedruu then gives him a life and a draw.
Okay, and then I'll draw 1 for a turn. Wow. I love it. I love it. Oh man, you guys are gonna try and kill me. Or someone is. One person might.
He then drops a mountain and +1 Jace to mill me 2 and draw a card. I mill Soul Ring and a bounce land. He then +1 Narset to add a blue and gain 2 life before casting Illusions of Grandeur.
To cast Illusions of Grandeur, I will gain 20 life when it enters the battlefield.
Oh no.
Okay.
And then when it leaves the battlefield, whoever controls it takes 20.
Oh.
66.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh
It's a
shit.
fun one. It's a fun one. You guys all got about 20 life.
Zach then casts Bazaar Trader.
Fitz, I'm sorry I countered your spell.
So right here.
On my turn, I cast Aurelia, War Leader. Foul Smasher triggers for 6 to Zach. I go to combat, sending Queen Marchesa, Lyra, and Aurelia to Zach while 2 assassins attack Fitz. Reacting to attackers, Fitz activates Feldon to make a token copy of Wormcoil Engine. Aurelia triggers an attack and gives me an extra combat step. Fitz blocks with the Wormcoil and Zach blocks Marchesa with Brashed Hunter. The Brashed Hunter redirects the 3 damage to me and the Wormcoil creates 2 tokens upon dying. On my extra combat step, I resend the angels to Zach for 9 more. That propaganda is stealing my Monarch away, and I dislike it. In second main, I lose 2 to draw 2. I cast a Boros Signet and end my turn. On his turn, Fitz mills 2. He casts God Pharaoh's Gift. He then goes to combat and eternalizes the Dire Fleet Daredevil. Entering the battlefield, the pirate exiled Jeska's Wills from my graveyard. Dire Fleet attacks Zach, who block with the Brashed Hunter, redirecting the 4 to me. In second main, Fitz casts Jeska's Will, gaining 7 red, and exiling a mountain, Burnished Heart, and Alarmut's Archive. He is missing 1 mana to play both, sadly, and decides to cast the Burnished Heart, using the 4 remaining mana to activate Feldon, creating a token copy of Ruin Grinder. He then goes to end step and sacrifices the Ruin Grinder. Each player may wheel if they would like. Me and Kelly keep our hand while Zach and Fitz discards to draw 7. Kelly starts her turn with combat, sending the Triton my way for 4.
I'll swing the Triton sur Stalker at Phil again.
I hate you, Triton. I hate you. On damage, I mill Gisela, Merciless Eviction, a Talisman, and a Len. Kelly then drops Underground River, and casts Sakashima the Imposter, entering as a second Nighthawk Scavenger. At the end step, Kelly draws a card for Monarch. And I cast Generous Gift on Illusion of Grandeur. Vial Smasher triggers for 3 at Fitz. The illusion then leaves the battlefield and Zach loses 20. At Zach's upkeep, reacting to his Zedruu triggers, he gives away a plains to Fitz and uses the trader ability to give itself to Fitz as well. Zedruu then resolves for 3 life and 3 draws. Zach then drops a Temple of the False God. He then +1 Narset to gain 2 life and a mana, before casting Alamaret's Archive. He then casts Teferi's Tutelage, drawing 2 and discarding 1 on ETB. I also get to mill 4, binning 3 lands and a Razaket. Zach then +1 Jace, milling me 2 and drawing 2, which then mills me 4 more. Zach discards 2 end size and pass. At my upkeep, I create an Assassin and I land drop a Command Tower. I cast Mob Rule. Kelly reacts with a Disallow. Vial Smasher still triggers for 6 to Fitz. I then cast Ruinous Ultimatum.
Oh gosh.
No.
The good old 1-2.
The Darksteel mutation is not destroyed because I control it. For my first combat step, I send everything to Fitz for 18 damage. I then untap and send 1 assassin to Fitz while the rest goes to Kelly. In second main, I lose 2 and draw 2. I finally gain back the Monarchy and draw at the end step. Kelly does nothing and pass. I boo the possible Cyclo Rift. On his turn, Zach casts Idyllic Tutor, searching for Solemnity.
Ah.
Smells like a combo.
There is something to it.
He then casts Propaganda. At my upkeep, I do not make an assassin. I then drop the Dragon's Coast Summit and cast Wound Reflection. Vial Smasher triggers for 6 to Kelly. I then try to go to combat, but Zach has a reaction, casting Sword to Plowshare on my Aurelia. Once this is done, I send Lyra to Zach for 5. In second main, I lose 1 and draw 1. I then cast Liesa, Shroud of Dusk, and drop at the end step for Monarch while my opponents lose health equal to what they lost this turn, taking Kelly out. She did not have Cyclonic Rift. Zach casts 9 lives. He then casts Solemnity, which together prevents me from dealing him damage. He does, however, lose 2 life per spell cast. He casts Paradoxes and then go by his end step, taking 6 more from Wound Reflection. On my turn, I cast Anguished Unmaking to exile Solemnity. The Vial Smasher triggers does nothing because of the luck. I use my 2 floating to cast Trionic Resonator, which is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It can double up so many things, and on this particular game, I realized that it can double up the Wound Reflection. I go to combat, paying 4 to send both my angels to Zach, dealing no damage but adding 2 counters on 9 lives. In second main, I cast Bastion Protector. I then go to end step and draw a card for Monarch. On his turn, Zach recasts Zedruu. He then goes to his end step, and while my Wound Reflection is on the stack, I tap the Resonator to make him lose 2 more, taking him out of the game. Well played. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you are not done watching Magic gameplay, you can head over to the Command Deuce channel for the second game with Zach. I am playing my new version of the Scarab God and it's quite a spicy match. Make sure to check out my guests on their social medias and tell them I sent you. If you are not subscribed yet, help us reach 1000 subs. It would really help us a ton to bring you more content. Take care my friend and we'll see you very soon.